Good afternoon, year three. I hope you're all okay. So here we are then, Friday, the 5th of February, our last lesson of the week. And what a week it's been, our Children's Mental Health Week. It was fantastic to see so many of you on our Zoom call the other day. And we're going to finish the week with our SCARF lesson, okay? Don't worry about your science and your French. We'll come back and do some of those next week. So our what, how, and why are on the screen for you to read. We're going to know the risks associated, let me say that properly, associated with cigarettes and alcohol. We're going to do it through working together and communicating ideas. Why? So that we can create a poster explaining these risks to other people. So over the last few weeks, we've been looking at risk, and we know that risk is something that could cause danger to somebody, and the weighing up of, is it high level risk, mid-level risk, or low level risk? And then you're going to create a poster at the end of this lesson then. First of all, we're going to look at cigarettes, so smoking cigarettes, okay, and alcohol, all the different types, so wine, spirits, beers. And we're going to look at the risks associated with them. So first of all, let's take a look at smoking. So it's important to say that it is illegal for people under the age of 18 to be smoking cigarettes, okay? If you're over 18, it is legal. You can buy cigarettes and you can smoke them, but it is done at your own risk. It is considered that that person is old enough to know the risks associated, and then it's their decision whether they smoke or not, which is up to them. However, there are scientific facts and health reasons why it is proven that smoking is unhealthy for us, and we're going to go through some of those now. So, if you smoke, you are more likely to be at risk of types of cancer, particularly lung cancer. Now, that is because our cigarettes contain lots of nasty chemicals that go in through your mouth, down your throat, and into your lungs. Okay, and our lungs are our organ that help us breathe. They circulate the air around our body. The chemicals from this cigarette go into our lungs, and they leave something called tar, which is like this black, thick substance on your lungs, which you do not want. So obviously, it is a risk that you are putting this into your body. Smoking can also affect your breathing. Okay, and this is something you don't want to have an issue with, particularly when you're young, as it might affect you later on in your life. Now, smoking again, these chemicals and smokes and something called carbon monoxide that we put into our body, they damage your mouth, because that is where your smoke goes through. So your teeth, your mouth, and your tongue can become coated in these chemicals, and they can often, like, your teeth might start to rot, or it might affect your tongue, and you can get big ulcers, or cancer can grow in your mouth. And the fumes from smoking is risk not only to yourself, but it is also a risk to other people around you. So people can inhale, which means take in the smoke from a cigarette, even if they are not smoking it themselves. If you're standing really close to somebody and you're in a tight space, then that smoke can go into you as well. It's called second-hand smoke. And then the final point on smoking, the final risk, is that the reason cigarettes are invented is because they want people to keep buying them. So these chemicals that go into your body, okay, they are addictive. There's something called nicotine in cigarettes, and this is what makes you crave another one. Okay, so if you begin smoking, you could become addicted to the smoking through the nicotine, and then you're again increasing the risk. So we're talking about that risk going up and up and up the more you smoke. Okay, you'll see a lot of these signs around. There are certain places where smoking is not allowed. For example, school, in the school grounds, in many restaurants, you have to go outside, and that is because of this risk of second-hand smoking. These are all the risks associated with the habit of smoking. And you might know people that smoke at home or in your family. They are old enough to know these risks and make their decision based on them. So there we have the risks associated with smoking. Now, the second one is the risks related to alcohol. Now, types of alcohol are drinks that adults can consume, usually in social events. And it's important for me to state now, drinking alcohol is not illegal, okay? Unless you're under 18. Under 18s cannot drink alcohol. If you have a beer at the end of the week or a wine at the end of the week, or you've got a celebration, a wedding or a birthday, and you want to consume alcohol, that is fine, okay? The risks associated with alcohol are more related to this bottom point here. Alcohol is again addictive, like smoking, which means you want to do it over and over again, or if you consume it excessively, which means you're consuming too much, okay? And you can get something called alcohol poisoning if you drink too much alcohol in a short space of time. And then we have some more risks to our health and our body. So we're thinking about the safety again of our body, and are we in control of what we're putting into our body? So there is the risk of liver damage. Now, your liver is your organ inside your body that helps clean your blood, okay? And it's really important that we don't damage this organ. You can have stomach problems, things like stomach ulcers can be quite common if you drink too much alcohol or too much of a certain type of alcohol. And when you drink alcohol, or too much alcohol, sorry, I should say, excessive drinking of alcohol, it can affect your decision making in your brain. Okay, you're not thinking straight, so you might do something that you wouldn't normally do. A big risk with that one is people driving. So people who are old enough to drive, they've been out drinking, you are not allowed to drink and drive, and that is illegal. So a risk is that people still do that, and unfortunately it causes lots and lots of crashes, which are avoidable. It can damage your eyesight, and again, it is addictive when consumed excessively. So alcohol on its own is not illegal. It is okay to have a drink when you're an adult if you want to. It's your choice. But if you get addicted to alcohol, or you're an alcoholic, or you rely on alcohol too much, or you overconsume, then all of these factors do become a risk. And people who choose to drink alcohol are aware of all of these risks. Again, it's this one down here, this addictiveness of it, that sometimes people spiral out of control and they can't help it. Okay, these are all the risks of alcohol and drinking alcohol. So what I would like you to do is, I would like you guys to create a poster around the risks of smoking and the risks of excessive alcohol consumption. And we're going to post these somewhere to try and help people and raise awareness. Okay, like I said, most people do know the risks, but if we keep telling them, then more likely they are to stop smoking and stop drinking excessively. So I'd like a poster. I'd like to see some of these signs on it. So no smoking. Okay, maybe you could use some facts that we've talked about. I'd like lots of pictures on there. Okay, and have a conversation with people at home. Do they know the risks if they're drinking? Do they know the risks if they're smoking? Now we do know them. Okay. Okay. Have a great day. Well done this week, and we'll see you again next week. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.